You can hear this, students? Channels are being made. Channels are curved structure. They are all curved structure. Here you can see the curvature, the curved structures. Channels. One side is open, semicircular shape or a V shape or a U shape it will be. This is a mesh they are using. A mesh with a steel bar. You can see the steel bars, provision of the steel bars along with the mesh. And this is a dry mix which is being prepared for the ferro cement precast. And now after meshing being provided, after the formwork being placed on the polythene sheet, they are providing the plaster or the mix, whatever you saw, a cement, soil and a fine coarse aggregate mix is being taken and dragged into a layer on the formwork, on the channel. It's a semicircular channel. Like as you find a culvert, this is a ferro cement construction taking up. See, the fineness is very nice. This is a channel. Complete length is a channel. Please understand what is a channel. It can be used for a roof purpose or for a culvert purpose. You can see on the other side, students, on the other side, you can see the channels are placed one above the other. The channels are curved in shape or a V in shape or any section it can be. See the mesh, the reinforcement mesh on the layer cast. They are pulling up the mesh, ferro cement. The thickness of the layer, first layer has been taken care. On this, to the entire length of the channel, the mesh is being laid along with the steel bars. Along with the steel bars. The steel bars are only at the boundary. Only at the boundary. It is equally and carefully, accurately being laid on the channel section. First, they took the formwork, they made ready with the formwork. On that, a mortar layer or a mix layer is being taken and laid. Upon that, they lay this mesh. Upon this mesh, they start laying the ferro cement mix. Do you follow, students, what I'm telling? Are you following?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So the ferro cement construction includes what? Laying of the first layer, then laying the ferro cement mesh, then laying one more layer of ferro cement. See, they are completing the work very precisely and maintaining their thickness. Actually, it should not cross 25 mm thickness for a ferro cement. These are all precast. This means precast means there's a factory wherein they generate this or precast these channels. Channel is a semicircular or a U-shaped channel. Do you get a picture of what is precast ferro cement channel, students? Do you get a picture? You get an understanding? That is a section, channel section. After 24 hours, It can be easily swiped. Just look here, one over the other, the other channel is being easily moved. It has been easily moved. Can you see here, students? It's not that easy. What we see here, lot of effort you have to put. They're stacking the channels one over the other. That is a channel section, semicircular shape. It's a channel section. On the back side of that, that is a formwork. That's a formwork. Now, did you all get the idea of precast ferrocement channel roof? They are used for the roof purpose, roofing purpose. Place the channels side by side over supporting beam or walls. You'll use these channels for the roofing purpose, where they'll be placed next to each other. Use a 75 mm thick band lintel on which channels can rest. Instead of beams, you can rest these channels on a lintel which is of 75 mm thick. Place one 10 mm steel dia rod parallel to the channel and tie a stirrup, because channel is a long, huge length, isn't it? What we saw, that is a long length, and it has to be supportive. To make or give more strength, we have to use some steel rods along with the running with the channels and some tie strips of galvanized iron mesh along the length. Cast 1:2 cement mortar in the gap of two channels. Consolidate and water. Cure the portion for 7 to 8 days. So this is what you do. Those roof channels, what you saw in the video, will be readily used for the construction of the roof. The gaps in between the two channels, will be entirely covered. Right? It will be taken care to cover either by the cement mortar or any other material you would like to, or you can use an ordinary cement mortar. That is all about the precast ferrocement channel roof. Okay. Now going further back, we'll understand what is precast ferrocement channel itself. I had actually told about what is precast channel roof, which also includes precast ferrocement channel. Right? Once we cast a ferrocement channel, we can use that as a roof. It means, okay, students. Now, to understand more the construction or the method of ferrocement channel production, let us understand. Prepare a brick masonry mold on the ground. After proper curing, clean the surface and apply waste oil or a good oil also available, which will not absorb. Next, another coat of waste oil is applied on the surface for easily molding. See, that is what we are using, molds, oil, correct? On some precast bricks, masonry molds. Instead of that, as we saw in the video, what they used a plastic bag, correct? The plastic was running entirely. Steel and galvanized iron wire is prepared. Mortar mix 1:2 cement is prepared with 22.5 liters of water per bag of, that is a mixed proportion. Apply 5 mm thick of cement mortar on the cement surface of the mold. That is what we observed, right, students? We observed in the video. They prepared the mortar and they placed on the formwork on the plastic, or if you are using a formwork with this oil, grease also is possible. Apply 5 mm thick cement mortar on the surface of the mold. Prepared steel cage with the mesh is placed on the first layer of the cement mortar. Then second and the final layer of the mortar, second and the final layer is the same, because in the ferro cement we cannot exceed the thickness, right? So we have second and final layer of mortar is applied on the cage and surface is tapped to consolidate. Finally, use the template to obtain an even thickness along the channel. Template. Very good question, sorry, very good word actually. Template has to be prepared. What is a template? See, you saw in the video, is it possible to maintain uniform thickness from one end to other end? Is that possible? Because of human error, there will be some error. Some precision may not be attained with the thickness of the ferrocement channel. Therefore, we have to keep checking at regular interval the thickness of the ferrocement. So to have that, we have to use a template. A template whichever, whatever you can prepare. A template can be of wood. Template can be of made up of steel. You have to design the template to check the thickness. Now you saw the channel. How do you ascertain the thickness? You can use a scale, but for a mason it is not possible. Always he uses a scale and measure. Correct? It's not possible. Am I correct, students? For any mason to take a scale and measure, is that possible? Not at all possible. So we have to prepare a template. A template means with just I fix that template, or a template is a small form work. If I fix, immediately I check the dimensions. So that is what we call it as a template. And the channel is allowed to set for more than 24 hours. After 24 hours, channels are lifted to one end and then fully lifted and carried manually by holding at the ends to the curing tank. That is what we observed in the video. Am I correct, students? Did you get a picture of precast ferrocement channel or channel roof? Yes, students? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
Good. Now we'll go back to next precast reinforced cement concrete plank. Precast is nothing but, again I'm telling you, precast means which is cast at the casting yard only. You have a big factory, they keep producing elements, precast elements. Reinforced cement concrete is nothing but RCC. Plank means it's a rectangular or a slab, it's a rectangular shape plank. Usually, normally it will be a rectangular, or by your interest and by your design, you can go for a circular or any other type of a plank dimensions. Okay. To understand more, we have a small image of that. To understand more about the plank, I'll show you. This is one of the journal paper, small paper. You can see the diagram, students, here. You can see the diagrams, right? Now, in the last class, we spoke about joist, right? Maybe the joist, the description was not complete to you to understand. Now you can see the joist and plank. Can you see where is the joist? The labeling of joist. Labeling of joist. Labeling of plank in the diagram. In the diagram only I am asking. Yes? Can you see the label? The label. Yes, students, can you see? Can you read the word joist on the diagram? Can you read the word joist on the diagram? Yes, where it is, the joist, you can see it is this joist, partially precast joist. You can see in full zoom width, you can see this is a separate joist which is supporting two planks. You can see it is supporting two planks. This is a joist. It is acting as a beam supporting two slabs, right? And a plank, you can see precast reinforced planks. It is nothing but a rectangular RCC planks, a rectangular slab which is used for shelter, and the dimensions and the design of it is well designed in hand before construction. So to understand more, we have the method of construction telling that steel molds are fabricated first as in the sketch. As in the sketch, this is a sketch. Steel molds are being used. Steel molds, not the wooden molds. Steel molds are being used and assembled together, right? Are fabricated at first. Then a smooth, leveled and hard surface is constructed. Smooth, level and hard surface. The platform may consist of 30 mm thick cement concrete. That means how do you construct a hard surface in the steel mold? You have a steel mold. Within the steel mold, you have to insert the concrete mix, cement concrete mix 1:3:6. Correct? Then finish smooth surface with a cement laid over a base of either brick, soling or lean concrete. That is a finishing, whatever the finishing is required accordingly. Planks are made up of reinforced cement concrete, that is consisting of stone dust, sand and 10 mm aggregate. So first you have a cement mortar of 1:3:6. Then you have a reinforcement. You have to place the reinforcement. Then you will be on that reinforcement. You will be placing the stone dust, sand and aggregates. The ingredients are dry mix in the proportion of 1:2:6. Water is added to it and then uniformly mixed thoroughly. Reinforcement is prepared. Inside surface of the mold is coated with oil and prepared reinforcement is placed in the cage and the concrete is being mixed and been poured to the entire mold. After a day, you will be demolding. It's a regular procedure of your reinforcement, right? But only thing is you have to use a steel gauge. Then you conventionally you do it. Otherwise, also it is mandatory to go for a plank. Then you have a certain procedure before laying your regular concrete. You have to develop a smooth surface or a layer of concrete within the mold. You have to lay a concrete of 1:3:6. Then you have to do some amount of smooth to get a smooth surface. Then you have to start doing the casting of concrete gauge, steel gauge and your reinforcement. After once it is all set ready, you have to put that into the mold and allow it to cure. So vibrator you will be using because of a huge dimension of the massive structure. You have to remove the air voids which have been incorporated within the mix. So this is a regular procedure what we do for the plank production. A plank is nothing but a slab. You have a steel mold. Steel mold has to be greased at first. Then you have to lay a layer of the concrete. Then you have to start preparing with the reinforcement. Then you have to place that reinforcement within the mold. Then you have to start pouring the concrete. Then you have to use a vibrator. Then after 24 hours you have to demold so that your mold can be used for the next setup. Then you can start for curing. Always every time you have to see that precast elements are allowed to cure for 14 days is more than enough, because the casting yard it will keep on under curing, but 14 days is the maximum strength where you get the concrete strength would have been gained. Characteristic strength for 28 days actually it is, but 14 days you find the maximum strength being gained. So that is what we understand with the construction or the method of production of precast reinforced concrete plank. Did you all follow, students? Did you all follow? Students? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So the first one was a joist. We understood joist in the last class. Now in this class also you can see the image of a joist image can be seen, which is between the two slabs or between the two walls. It can be used as a supporter. It can be used as a supporter. So the joist, then we understood also what is a Mangalore tiles. Mangalore tiles, you can see it has been used for the roof construction, covering the roof, and the thickness can be varied depending upon the design. So maximum here it is being mentioned as 100 mm, right? And the mix, dry mix proportion can also be varied. The conventional mix is 1:2:4. Then you find the precast ferrocement channel roof, which is again used for the purpose of roofing, and the channels are being laid on the beams or on the lintels, and they are being tied up with a they are being tied up with a tie ropes, so as to provide the support. Once the channels are being laid on the roof, the gaps between the two channels will be covered by the cement mortar or any other alternative materials. It is also possible. Then we understood what is a precast ferrocement channel, wherein the procedure lays with a ferrocement construction. You have to have a formwork or just prepare a formwork in the form of a brick masonry on the ground in any shape, whatever the shape of the channel you require. You can get the shape of the channel using a brick masonry, right? That would be the best one. As you could see in the video, the channel was prepared, the formwork was prepared. On that, the polythene sheet was laid so that it can be easily detached after casting. But in the regular norms, we say that is a coating of oil is required. Once the coating of oil is done, we start laying the layer of the mortar. Then galvanized iron mesh can be used, will be used. Then the final layer of coating will be done. So accordingly, the design mix will be decided with that. Then you find this planks. It is similar to your RCC slabs. Only thing, it is being cast at the casting yard, and steel molds are being used. And to understand more, you can see that it is different, like to get the highest stiffness strength of the planks, we just lay first layer of the mortar in the mix of 1:3:6. Then we start preparing the reinforcement cage. After preparing the reinforcement cage, that reinforcement cage will be placed in the mold. Then concrete will be poured. So that is the procedure of the plank. Now to move on with the precast reinforced cement concrete channel roofing. I hope I have it. This is a precast reinforced channel roofing. I think I have a video for it also. Channel roofing. Don't think so. Let me check with this. We'll check with this video. Yes, you can see here. This is an example of ferrocement channel. So some fibers have been used. Now the channel is, what is the shape of the channel? They are taken here, students. What is the shape of the channel? It's a trapezoid. It's a trapezoid type of channels, what they have used. This channel can be readily used for the roof construction. Earlier video you saw, it is a U shape, curved. See, in between you can see some tie rods. Tie rods are there. You can see here, tie rods. Tie rods are made available at regular interval so that the channel is in its position of the cage. vibrator. Ferrocement channel construction. Not much. See, this is a channel, roof channel. It is complete. Ferrocement roof channel. It can be used for roof purpose or any other drainage purpose or anything. It can be used depending upon the variety of application you find with this. This is what you find with this video. Now coming to this, the same thing, precast reinforced cement concrete channel roofing. Place the channels on beams or walls, or we can do it on the ground also. Place 8 mm steel rods between two channels and cast 1:2:4 cement concrete to fill the gap. It repeats. Same procedures, no students, it repeats. It will not change. It keeps on repeating. It will not change with the methods of construction. So that is about the precast reinforced cement concrete channel roof. So more or less concrete slab, so concrete plank, ferrocement channels, all are on the same type. There's no much difference. You don't find much difference. The methods are also the same. It remains the same. Now moving further, very important, and you can see here precast reinforced cement concrete channel. This is, you can see some book has referred this. You can see this is a channel section. This is a channel section. Can you see the channel section here? You can have a different variations in the dimensions and the shape. The procedure includes for the casting the ferrocement concrete channel in production. Steel molds are fabricated at first. Yes, very much important. While you are doing precast, students, steel molds are used. Steel molds are used. They may be individual or gang or split mold. So depending upon the type, you have a different types available. A smooth, leveled and hard surface is constructed. That is nothing but you have to have a adherence to the steel mold by providing a concrete by laying 1:3. This is a common procedure everywhere you find when you come across with the RCC. When you come across with the RCC, then soiling or the smoothing of the surface will take place. Channels are made by reinforced cement concrete consisting of stone dust, sand and 10 mm, right? This is a regular mixed composition of the mortar. The ingredients are dry mixed in proportion, right? Prepare the reinforcement cage, right? Insert the surface of the mold with coated with waste on. That should be the first stage. Care should be taken, right? Then you place the reinforcement cage, not edge, it is a cage from the mold. Cast of cement concrete and using a plate vibrator. Plate vibrator, as you saw in the video, plate vibrator is used. Then after a day, it can be directly demolded. This is a unique procedure of what you find the precast. Any question being asked, students, you have to write the same lines. There's no much difference. Though there's no much difference. Is that clear to you, students? This is one picture, one image of a book, what I have taken, illustrating this is a channel, this is a channel, and this is a section used. This is the length. What you saw in the length, beam video, right, students? That is the length of the channel, and this is the cross section of the channel. Next, coming to the precast lintels, I could not type it, but the information is available here. See, students, lintels also it is available at the precasting yard. It is like you can purchase them. You can purchase the lintels for different dimensions. Have been put an order at the precast people, right? You have to approach. They have the mold arrangement. You have to prepare the cage. Then you have to pour the concrete. The procedure remains the same. Only difference is you have to do it in hand. A steel mold or a wooden mold is not at all preferred. Reinforcement is prepared. Waste oil or the oil is being used. Then 1:2 cement concrete is being used. That is a conventional type of concrete. If you prefer any other lintel having a little higher strength, then you can go with a higher value of mixed design. Then after this, demolding depends on the weather conditions. Even sometimes like rainy season and all, it is not sufficient with 24 hours. You have to wait for another 30 hours or 28 hours. Then you can demold, because the concrete will be still in the green strength. It will not be in the dry hardened state, right? It has to cross the green strength stage. After demolding, the precast lintel is placed for curing for 7 to 8 days, 10 days. After curing, the lintel is stacked for air drying and can be used after 28 days for cast or for construction. Right? So did you follow this, students? It's the same method, very commonly asked in the examination. You have to write the same procedure for anything, but you should keep in mind, if it is asked for lintels, you should use the word lintel. If it is asked for the channels, you should write the channels. In channels, you find the two types, ferrocement and reinforced concrete, right? You have to keep that in mind, students. You should not wash away with the what they have asked. Don't write with ferrocement with concrete or concrete with a ferrocement, right? And lintel. That's all they ask it, right? Is that clear to you, students? Yes or no? You are there in the class. 31 students, 30 students are there in the class. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now moving further, we have to understand very important topic is, this is the important next question what we can expect is cost concepts in building. Cost concepts in building. This is telling that how to economize. Now today I have 3 lakhs in my hand. I'll approach you, student, asking for a construction with you. Is that possible to construct a house for 10 by 10 area, 10 feet by 10 feet by area, giving a 3 lakhs to you? Is that possible? Yes or no? Yes or no? How to economize? You have to economize in different ways. You have to think. This is a point where you can be using the alternate materials for the construction. Alternate materials. So, coming to the end of the module, we have to talk about the construction. So, therefore, I have given an assignment, right? Still, many have not looked into the assignment, but I asked an assignment in the knowledge level 6. Create. Isn't it? Have you looked into the question? Only one question I have given.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, did you look in? It is being told that using the alternate materials, you have to go for a product development, isn't it? So you have to think of a cement, concrete, or any other brick. 1 second, please. Hello, sir. Oh, no, married, sir. Okay. Okay. Now, for that question, you have to think a lot. But if you have understood, now if you take a concrete as a material, which you add cement as a binder, sand as a fine aggregates, coarse aggregates, right? Can you replace or can you add any other material to it? And how effectively it can be used? The application level also you can talk there. You can brief and you can label that product. You have to label that product. Now something, if you are done, you can label in your name or give some new name. That is what I want the assignment to be written as. Is that clear? Maybe you may find little difficult, but you have to do it, students. You have to discuss. You can discuss to me also. Anytime you can call and discuss. I'll help you out with that assignment. No worries. Don't worry, don't get scared. What assignment is this? No. And it is only individual idea, students. Very important. It is not you copy and do it. No. It's not possible. It is your own individual idea. Got my point? This is where you have to create things. You have to create things. You have to apply your mind. And you have to understand more about the subject to do so. Okay? Is that clear to you, students? If you have any doubt, you please let me know. Now coming to the point of cost effective, there are like basic inputs we have to understand where we can reduce the cost of construction. For example, substitute materials that are less expensive to purchase or to install than more common alternatives, isn't it? Which are expensive in nature, I just avoid those materials to be used for construction. I can go with the ordinary or the available type of materials, which is a byproduct of any factory or something like that. We have learned so many things, agro materials, industrial waste materials, we have learned. We can use those. Something like this, examples include like less expensive sheathing products, plastic plumbing products instead of copper or corrugated steel. There are many you can find. I don't want this reinforcement of this die. I can go for any other alternative which can substitute. Involve more innovative alternative products. Innovative alternative products that are simply oral construction. Simplify oral construction, such as mechanical plumbing, vents in lieu of through foundation systems instead of deep footing in cold climate. Sorry. This is a case wherein you come across like the sheathing and laying of pipes for plumbing. It sometimes takes in the inside the foundation also, depending upon the design or the building requirement. So at some points you can also avoid just taking that through the foundation system, not taking into the deep fouting in the cold climates. Not deep means it should not penetrate to the foundation depth. You can take at the plinth level itself is possible. Such alternatives like system. If I don't want this one to run like this, I can go with the other way. Something like that type of. In reinforcement, it is not possible because we know where is the maximum bending moment taking place, where is the maximum shear taking place. We cannot manipulate there. The reinforcement has to exist there. We cannot play there because it is a safety purpose. Otherwise, you can think that one day the slab may come down if I play with the reinforcement. Not at all possible. I have to take very much careful about the reinforcement details. So it is not possible to replace or innovative thinkings cannot be made. But some other point I can do that manipulation or alteration. Save money by eliminating over-designed or unnecessary features. That is what I tell you. Like you don't want the wall construction, or don't want a load bearing wall, or it is possible with a non load bearing wall. Such possibilities are possible. Instead of having a 6-inch wall, I can go with a 4-inch wall. If I, instead of a retaining wall, I can go with the ordinary reinforced concrete blocks, solid concrete blocks. Is that a possible ways to come out with that? Because if I minimize the consumption of reinforcement and the concrete, cement concrete, students, half of the amount will be saved. So, but I have to equally replace it. I cannot just replace it equally. It has to be replaced and should be taken with the approval of the engineers. Focus on residential land planning and land development such as increased density, cluster development, reduced steel wets, and elimination of simplification of technical. All this you have to be, it has to be taken care. Residential land planning has to be done, because without that planning it is very difficult. Why? I'll tell you, students, residential planning is very important, because when we think of a residential, we have to look into the vicinity of the facility available around the residential. I cannot have my residence at the remote area and come walk all the way for the market or for school or college. No, that is not serving the purpose. It is not within the developed area. So such type of planning has to be made to economize, to simplify the cost. So at first, to start with, we will start with the discussion as foundation. In foundation, already we spoke in the module 4, the first unit, talking about arch foundation. Hope you already remember, which has been already explained also in the arch foundation. It is a part of, or possibility of replacement of the regular type of conventional type of foundation with the columns, with the beam and all that, beam foundations. We can go for an arch foundation, only a part, feasible. If not, you can go with a monolithic slab on grade foundation. Monolithic slab means you have a foundation entirely spread throughout the area of the plot. Not like you have seen of the foundation construction, students, at your nearby places. You would have seen wherein it is not that you are constructing the columns and the stone masonry foundations and the footings for the columns, right, at the required places. But here in the case of monolithic slab foundation, it entirely covers the plot. It will not distinguish. So you can raise up your wall, load bearing wall or non-load bearing wall at any point. At any point you require on the monolithic slab type of construction. In case of walls, you can have a different types of walls. It can be rat trap bond. That is what we discussed. Rat or cement stabilized. These are the very much low costing, very much beneficiary for the construction and economizing the construction, right? Wherein rat trap bonding, as already it been discussed that it is saving 25% of concrete. Cement stabilized soil blocks, which doesn't require any plastering outside. Interlocking cement stabilized, again it is interlocking and increasing the lateral stability, and again I don't want any plastering at both the ends. Then stone concrete blocks are very much good, very much high strength. Again, we don't require any plastering on either side. Then combination is also possible. Like sometimes you can have a wire cut bricks along with the country bricks, because wire cut bricks are little costly when compared to the country brick. Country brick is having a strength of 5 MPa, wire cut brick is having a strength of some 8 to 10 MPa. So I can have a combination of that. So this types of wall construction using this brick masonry units is possible. Again, if I am looking for an opening, we can see the precast reinforced concrete lintels can be used as we discussed. Even if it is not with reinforced, see, precast reinforced cement concrete lintels are easily available at the precasting yard, students. It need not do it. When you start doing it on your own, no, it will cost you. Instead, if you purchase from the precast site, it may reduce the cost. Similarly, you can have a mix of brick and reinforcement concrete lintels or brick arch. So any this type of, when you're looking for openings for the doors, windows, or some lobby you're creating for your own furniture infrastructure, you can always think of. And these are the different types of roofs available. That is different types: precast, reinforced concrete, cement channels. That is what we studied now. Channels, precast, reinforced cement concrete planks, precast ferro cement channels, folded filler slabs or with mangrove tiles, jack arch roof, stone roofing, micro concrete tiles, reinforced cement concrete, cobbled pyramid, brick pyramid, cobbled brick arch. So different types of roofing systems are available, but we are not going for it only because of what? We want a apartment so that we can construct one over the other. I can rent it so that way I can improve my monthly income, isn't it? So that is a optimistic thinking, but it is, you have very around 10 to 15 types of roof, different roof type of construction. Similarly, coming to the doors and windows, we have different types of doors and windows, students. Brick jail, ferro cement door frames. Ferro cement yard, if you are possible to locate, you tell me, students will go there, and ferro cement doors are easily available. Fiber doors, plastic doors are available with us in different forms. These are the main very important features which are contributing towards a cost saving building technologies in planning, designing and construction. This is a very important question they ask for it. Is that clear, students? There are 31 students in the class. Is this clear to you all? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.